Good morning, folks. I'm going to work on some maples today. I'm going to prune the extensions off this amur maple, maybe also thin it out a bit so that light can reach the interior of the plant better. I'm also going to prune up this Japanese maple. This is not a variety, just a standard Japanese maple. I'm also going to work on my Katsura Japanese maple. I'm just going to take this big branch off and create some cuttings from it. Alright, so here we are. Do a spin for you. So it's growing quite well. You know, actually, I did something this year I've never done, and that is I haven't fertilized this at all. I just forgot I haven't fertilized anything, so I think I'm going to start doing that. But one thing I noticed with then this might be a result of not fertilizing, is I didn't get any bugs on this. I think I read something in Modern Bonsai Practice that talked about if you really heavily feed your plants, they are especially delicious to bugs, and they'll be more attracted to your trees. So I don't know if that made a difference, because I remember last year this had a ton of aphids on it. But also I just don't think I have any aphids this year for some reason. I don't have any aphids on my roses, and they're just not around this year for whatever reason. So even though this does have, I just did a video, I filmed it yesterday about using dwarf cultivars for bonsai. And so these leaves have been reduced really a lot, I've noticed, compared to the one I have in the ground. Even though it has really small leaves, the internodes are actually still quite huge. This internode, this is like 2 inches long, so still pretty large internodes. And so do I have to prune this? I could have just let this go. I really could until the fall maybe. I'll probably do some more structural pruning in the fall where I actually take off branches, but for today I'm just going to prune off these extensions. And I think I will maybe open it up a bit. And I'm generally leaving just 1 or 2 new internodes. And I'm leaving a stub, probably too long of a stub actually, a stub on these, meaning I'm not cutting right to the base of the 2 new leaves, but I'm leaving a little bit because it's going to dry out and die back. Got a western flycatcher. He hasn't been here. He must have just recently showed up. So I just got back from a trip to Santa Barbara area of California, and I was really impressed with the oaks there. I finally understand. I didn't understand before, some Californian bonsai folks that they like to develop oak bonsai, and this didn't really appeal to me too much. But now I understand after being in an oak woodland, like an oak savanna. There were live oak, blue oak, and valley oak, and they were magnificent trees. I really loved them. I took a bunch of Bonspiration photos, so I'll put some of those, flash those on the screen right now, of the oaks. And they were a lot harder to photograph than the trees of Bryce Canyon National Park, because I don't know, you can't see the curves as well. My photographs don't do the trees justice. The lava was neat about them was just their huge, just massive size, and I loved the curviness of all their limbs. Really neat trees. So yeah, I'm not really thinking too much. I'm basically just pruning off the extensions. And then structural pruning is just easier to do in the fall. I'll do some more pruning on this in the fall. And I found, and I know Bonsai Boise, same thing, although I think maybe he solved the riddle. I need to rewatch his videos or ask him, Mike. Often this tree, I prune it, it's growing, then I prune it, and then it just stops. And so I don't know if this is going to grow anymore this year for me. Puts on a good run, and then it just stops growing. But yeah, I also need to fertilize my trees. I don't I think about it, and just I haven't done it this year. I've done so much repotting that I wanted to wait at least a month before fertilizing, but my repotting's been done for a while now, so I could start fertilizing everything again. It's kind of cathartic to finally be able to prune this. At the same time, I really don't mind my trees getting out of hand, because I just see a healthy bonsai. Ah, looks like a tree again, a miniature tree. Not an overgrown plant in a pot. So I'm looking at my new front, and this is the new front. And I was thinking I might kind of open it up a bit. I need to prune this. So I think I'm going to take off a branch actually. I thought about this beforehand, not just, yeah, so open that up. Oh yeah, and I could open this up. I'll have to step back and look. I could also prune this off right here, but I've been thinking about pruning this branch off, and I'm going to. So this, and one reason I'm going to do that is it's not a bifurcation, but a fork of 3. And if I prune this off, this is the new front of the tree, I'll be able to see into the trunk again, more better. And I think it'll improve the appearance of the tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here we go. I'll leave a short step. There we go. So I pruned that whole thing off right there. So yeah, this is a new front, and so I pruned a branch here. And this was also where there was a, not a bifurcation, but 3 split, and then 1 here as well. So I think that I like that better. But this is getting pretty, these branches are getting long, so I might have to do some harder cutbacks, perhaps in the fall. For now, I think I'm just going to leave it as is, basically. There's still more to prune off. I'll take this top back quite a bit, actually. I'm going to do that. The top does grow more strongly than the bottom. So that's some old wood. I am cutting back to older wood on some of these. Some I'm not. Oh, can you get rid of this elm seedling. I got elm seedlings all over, growing everywhere, as usual. I might thin it out more, but actually I'm a bit of a hurry. I have a meeting at work I just remembered. So I'm gonna move on to the next tree. Alright, here's the next one. My standard Japanese maple. I call it my birthday tree too, because I bought it with birthday money from my parents. It's from a nursery. It was like 5-ish feet tall, and I cut it down to about 18 inches. Then I cut it down even further the next year. And it does well. What I love about this Japanese maple is my other ones, I have to struggle with leaf scorch a little bit. This one though can handle full sun all summer. Although I do put it underneath shade cloth. I'm about to put up my shade structure. And it has pretty small leaves, partly because of container culture. And again, although it has small leaves, it has those long internodes. And so it's almost like those dwarf cultivars. What you get is a short leaf, or a small leaf, and a short internode. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. We're just going to start cutting all these extensions. So pretty long growth. Grew pretty well this year. I think that's, this is about how long it grew last year too. I don't think it's been behaving any differently. You kind of just get to know your trees after you have them for a few years. It's like when you get a new tree, you're like, okay, what are you going to do? What are you about? At this tree I know pretty well now. I also call this my claw or hand maple because the Nabari looks very much like a hand. It's a nice day. We have have a cloudy day. It's kind of a relief. Just had sun, sun, sun forever. And we did finally get some rain as well a few days ago. 'Cause I had run out of water in my rain barrel a long time ago. So it just had not rained, which is unusual. June is often can be quite rainy, but not this year. Yeah, this is June 25th. I'm doing this. The video will come out after that. And this one I usually do get a small second flush on, but very small. And it seems like a lot of folks in different climates, they get multiple flushes from their maples, but I don't really get that with actually a lot of my trees. So I don't know if I'm not fertilizing enough or what. It's about to get really hot though, and I think that's part of it. I just don't think these maples grow well when it's really hot. But again, maybe that's just me, I don't know. And yeah, with this tree, I'm not trying to get the trunk bigger. One reason for letting it run like this is I do want the branches to thicken. And I still have like wounds on it. Well, I have this wound because when I pruned off a huge branch here and I kind of ripped it and created this this wound here, which I kind of like. It gives it personality. It's not, often with deciduous you want a nice smooth trunk, but I honestly like this feature. I guess it's an uro maybe. Maybe you call it a shari. I don't know if you can have sharis on deciduous trees, or if it's an uro, if it is deciduous. Not sure. I'm gonna take this one all the way back. Just go in an awkward spot. Alright, I'm getting there. Because again, I'm gonna do structural pruning in the fall. And maybe if I did this earlier, well before everything had hardened off, maybe I would get more of a second flush. And maybe it would have smaller internodes. I don't know. I'm not sure. Alright, so I give you a final spin. I'm pruning off a few more little things. Probably find something else to prune off. But it looks like a miniature tree again. And this is at least its third growing season with me, I think. So it's shaping up nicely. And maybe, I'm going to bring you in and show you this, the claw again, and the uro or shari, one of the two. So here's the nabari of this tree. These look like fingers to me. And this is like the thumb. And then here's the uro or shari. There was a huge branch here and I cut it and then kind of ripped it. And here's where I moved another big branch. So allowing it to just run and for those extensions to extend helps heal cuts like that. So that's part of my reason for letting it extend. Mostly it's just for the health of the tree. So here it is. Looks like a miniature tree again, kind of just a little ball. But I like it. Lost the Katsura. And it's doing pretty well. All these leaves though, none of them are big, and they're healthy enough, but don't look vibrant anymore. Look a little beat up. I think it's because there's just so many leaves and so little. It's grown new roots this year, but it's healthy. I think it's doing fine. So you might notice I have it in this pot. I'll go ahead and take it out. The whole reason I did that is because this is so top heavy right now, because I have this huge top on it that it was tipping over if there was wind. So it tipped over and fell off a couple times. Thankfully it didn't, the root, the moss even stayed on, thankfully. I didn't uproot it again after repotting. It's hard for me to spin with this long thing. So I'm gonna cut off this huge branch right here, because the new direction of the trunk line that I want is this one right here. I think I'll leave this one long probably, but definitely I'm taking this off. So go ahead and without further ado, I'm gonna do that. I'll leave a stub, and I think I read you want the stub to be about at least as long as the diameter of the branch, but I'll just leave a generous stub. There we go. Just like that. It's actually kind of easy to make those big cuts when you just know, you have a plan. And so eventually in the fall, I think I'll probably cut it here. And this, again, I'm almost sure this will not be part of the final design. But, I don't know. I'm leaving it on for now to help thicken this lower part. As I said before in my previous video, I kind of repeat myself. But yeah, Katsura. And I've moved this and my Makawa Yatsubusa. I showed at the beginning of the video. I just created this quick little bench because I realized, I need a bench in the shade for stuff that just came outside, that was inside, that would get scorched. It needs to adjust to the UV light out here. And like stuff like this, I was warned by a viewer, I can't remember who, sorry. They said, yeah, my Katsura gets scorched like every year. And my Makawa Yatsubusa gets scorched every year. So I moved it into shade well early, and it is still looking great, and I'm just going to keep it in shade. It does get some morning light and some evening light, so it does get some direct sun, but my goal is to not let that Makawa Yatsubusa scorch this year. Alright, so I'm going to now make some cuttings from this. That's why I have this water right here. So I'll go ahead and do that. I guess, set this aside. Put it over here. And yeah, it's a lot less top heavy now, so I think I'm fine just to leave it in this pot. But a work in progress, and this is something I think most viewers know, but this tree doesn't look great right now. It kind of looks goofy. But there's reasons. Whenever people have goofy looking trees, there's reasons they're goofy, and I'm just letting this extend because I want this to get thicker. And this is this thickening, so it'll be beautiful someday. That. So there it is. It's pretty thick. So here's the cuttings. I'm just gonna let them soak now for a while as I go to work. Come back and I'll plant them. And yeah, Katsura. Gonna put it back over there in the shade. And here's the carnage cam. I think Blue Jay Bonsai coined that term, but took off quite a bit today. Yeah. And here they are. Looks like a miniature tree again. This one really is shaping up nicely as the branches develop. You can't see them now, but I just love bonsai, how it just kind of gets better and better each year. Just a little bit better. Alright, hope you are all doing well, and until next time, happy bonsaiing.